Climate crisis is... Wow. Isn't it hot? What have you got? Snow in Cape Town?
No, we're actually quite warm today in Cape Town. Yesterday was one hell of a wind that came in that I didn't think was going to stop, but it's been clear today and it's actually beautiful. But I got my clients who was supposed to come in October from Uruguay. So she arrived like last minute, and I was just like, sorry, are you arriving tomorrow? As in like, on Sunday. She's like, yeah, I'll be there tomorrow. I'm like, oh, okay, awesome. Well, I happen to be available this week.
That's awesome.
Great. Yeah, but I mean, she paid me already like in October. So it's just the remnants, of time and yeah.
That's lovely. All in divine timing.
Yeah. But yeah, so she's out and about with my other flatmate today because I actually needed to get some work done. Some stuff done. But yeah, how are you doing, everybody? Actually, sorry about that. We were having a fat laugh.
Yeah, we were having a fat laugh because I'm like sweating like fucking. It's like
dripping.
Like the Gobi Desert here, man.
Yeah. No, it's beautiful here today. I wanted to get in the water yesterday, but the sand was just like, I was literally speaking to my clients on the beach with my eyes closed, which is ridiculous. So yeah, I was like, let's get off the beach here. But today's beautiful, so I hope she's having a good one. And then tomorrow we do her breath work. Wednesday, we just go to the Overberg and do her ceremony. And it was interesting because I was just tuning in the night before she came, asking like what's going to happen, and yeah, I was like working with the goddess energy, ascended master energy, and yeah, like Isis came through strong. It's like, yeah, just got to work with Isis. I was like, okay, yeah, so
yeah, when they come through, it's wonderful,
Yeah. And I have a feeling her light language will activate as well. So we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
And light activation is it 6th dimension? 5th, 6th? I don't know. I'm so hot. Sorry, guys. I'm still fucking trying to cool down. Jeez.
Yeah. And
so
then yeah.
Okay, I'm trying to get my brain to cool down. You talk. I'll come in now.
Yeah, I was just wanted to share in my process of late. I mean, obviously we do these every week, so it's kind of a link in from the last week. But yeah, I just realized through, for my own personal space, it's been the space of feeling like I'm in quicksand, for this like 2-week period. You can call it whatever you want to call it. And like I said, those dreams of the water and the emotions and all of that, and just deep healing with regards to my ex. And happy Valentine's Day, dearest Justine.
Thanks, Briggs, but I'm not a firm believer.
Of course, I know, but that's
yes, but thank you, happy Valentine's Day.
Thank you.
Carolina got me because she wanted to order me something.
Yeah.
So I said, please don't.
Yeah.
Don't get me anything because
don't buy into the linear.
I don't. Yeah, it's my essence is not there.
Yeah.
But I understand the presence behind it.
Yeah.
So I'm from a third dimensional heritage. I'm Italian.
Yeah.
Irish Italian. Anyway, so I woke up this morning and she hands me this bottle of Nutella. Happy Valentine's, love.
Is that Italian? I thought it was Austrian.
No, I think it's Italian. Well, I don't know. Anyway,
hazelnut, my favorite.
Yes, I'm a chocoholic, so I got a big bottle of Nutella for Valentine's Day, which is perfect.
Nice.
There's more authenticity in that Nutella than in Valentine's Day. So
yeah, but it was like over Christmas time. It's a weird time for star seeds, because you're like, none of this is real in the 3D construct. It's merely creation. So of course it's real, but just for,
well, it's very real for a lot of people out there.
Yeah.
You know, if they don't get a Valentine's card or flowers or roses or a red Porsche in the driveway, it's like, you know. Yeah, but yeah, anyway, it doesn't resonate with me at all.
Yeah.
But you were talking about this 2-week period of like feeling like you're in quicksand. I'm totally, like this past week I was supposed to do the second 1-day retreat for GIF Fusion, for spiritual footprint.
Yeah.
Called Sacred Energy.
Yeah.
And it just feels like you're not standing on anything, and the time is just like running. It's like that hourglass, you know.
So this is my point. Like, finally I'm getting to have like time with my laptop and myself and the coursework. And last week I actually did a video that I haven't even sent yet, because time is just like this. And the video was to those clients that are waiting for me. So if you are listening, this is you guys. But the video is like, I'm creating something new. It's not just a matter of creating a label and a name and putting it out there. Like, I'm thinking of full moons, I'm thinking of equinoxes, I'm thinking of landmarks and energy centers and the energetic frequency that the name holds, and the imagery, and what are we working on at the moment as a collective, you know. I mean, and so through that, the course gets designed and changed. And, you know, I just actually want to take this moment to say a real big up to those energy workers, leaders, light workers, starseeds, whatever you want to call us, that are constantly upgrading themselves and their content while time is dissolving, to be in alignment with what is happening cosmically and collectively, because it's happening so quickly that we have to, you know, once we present something, next thing a year's gone by, and that frequency of that service, that product, those teachings are out of date, you know, so to speak. There's still magic in them, of course, but it's like, because we have such a collective experience from a, you know, from our perspective, like, we're just updating it all the time, and we don't feel in integrity to give the old product. And that's where I'm at. And it's like, I actually need time to design this, because I love the creative process of what I do. And when I offer it, I also, you know, besides you benefiting from it, I also want to feel like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited to gift this thing and for you to receive it, you know. So it's not just a, like, you know.
No, well, I think people, individuals that are not entrepreneurs out there, first of all, you know, use this third dimensional word, entrepreneur.
Yeah.
It's not an easy road.
No.
Yeah. And second of all, on the collective consciousness level, I don't feel into that. From a personal level, I don't, because I've over this last 7 years, that's what I've worked on, managing my empathic side.
Yeah.
So I don't get, you know, because for the last 25 years, that's all I've done. I've given too much.
But, you know, this speaks to, like, what it means to be the channel. And this is actually a really nice discussion, because it's like, yes, someone can channel light language. Someone can channel the Pleiadians. Someone can channel light beings from other dimensions. But to be the embodied channel, as in, okay, cool, this course was relevant. So to do a cacao ceremony and ecstatic dance was relevant, or is relevant in this timeline, at this space in time, so that the bodies and the emotional bodies can emit joy into the world, you know? And so for me as well, it's like, okay, cool. of course, I'm a plant medicine woman, but it's not everything in all of who I am. There's facets to me. And as the channel, it's like, what is needed right now? It's for most people, not even to get out of, not that it's a high dosage can get you out of your body, you know, not even to do that at the moment. It's like, show me your journal work. I want to see what's happening with your journal so that we can assist you in your day-to-day life and your day-to-day living. Once that's fixed, like kind of like entrepreneurially speaking, your bread and butter sorted, then we can start doing a little bit more cosmic-based stuff. So, you know, my whole thing is just like, I'm always thinking in that way, but that's the Sirian aspect of me as well. The processes. How do we teach in the most direct and impactful manner?
Yeah. But I think also that's a good point. How do we teach in the most direct, impactful manner? But I think it also needs to be for me, I'm talking about myself now, it's a very personal affair.
Of course.
So, you know, there might, how do I put this?
You know, is it in alignment with your...
Well, there are lots of people, for example, that are doing meditations out there, right? But my meditation might bring out a different aspect.
Correct.
A different dimension. So it's a meditation. It's a normal chakra meditation, but it might just be looking at it from a different angle, so that you are able to gain another perspective, a different perspective.
But this is why, as the individualized consciousness of the being, you know, the physical being and the brain that they have, it's also like, you know, and I've been also chatting with myself about this, of like, what brings me joy? Because I'm also here on earth. What brings me joy?
Yes.
So along with what the collective requires, how can I also be in alignment with myself, my path, my soul, my soul contract, and still develop in this glorious, beautiful, empowered way, as well as being of service to others.
Yes.
And changing things. So
I think that's important because, like I say, for me, it was, you know, a greater part of my life now in this life was giving, taking care of, and giving. And you ignore the personal aspect of yourself. So on a spiritual level, you are doing work because you're assisting people through traumas in their life and different levels in their life. Yeah. But you do miss out. So this is an aspect that you need to focus on. Like I also need to enjoy this journey. Exactly. You know, it's about service and about bringing an aspect of your presence to the world, but you also need to allow yourself that opportunity.
Yeah, you know, and again, moving through my own process of the last 2 weeks, it's been the space of, Jesus, I mean, the
being busy.
The plant medicine work it's been a lot. It's been 8 years. 8 years of almost every single, not almost, it's every single month. And the first 6.5 years was, you know, 30 people every month. Like, I'm fucking tired. And I realized because the energies are increasing all the time, it's taking me longer and longer and longer to ground back. Not for lack of mastery, but maybe a little bit of a lack of will, where I'm like, yeah, I'm enjoying this floating in no time and nothingness.
But I think
it's dangerous for me, and it has become, because my financial space is like, oh well, you're clearly not grounded enough, because so, and if I do too much.
Okay, but you need to just give me a second.
No worries.
There's a lot of these beings already come in. This started last week. It hasn't. Remember, we had these
Yeah.
essences coming in digitally.
Yes.
So if I would, I know I mentioned an angel once, and they came in digitally. Now they're coming into the room now. Okay, so let me just get my focus again.
Okay.
So it's important, like you say, you've been doing this for 8 years. You can't just keep on going.
Exactly.
It's like me in the building industry. I mean, I've done various jobs in my life. You know, when I opened up my own building business, it was a very personal thing because I took it it was on a spiritual level for me. You know, the foundation was laid with the presence of spirituality, and the bricks were built on the presence of spirituality because I was creating something.
Of course.
And I wanted it to stand with the presence of integrity.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, in the building trade, that doesn't
count for shit.
Doesn't exist.
Yeah.
You know, and after 15 years, I'm also tired. So I understand where you're coming from. So you need to, even if it is going to affect your bank balance, you have to step back.
Yeah.
And you have to reassess.
Yeah.
And you have to say, okay, no, you know, giving, and I'll talk about an aspect of the body assessment that I'm busy with now. It's a new assessment. I've done the health assessment with you, but I'm busy on the body assessment now. Not the body analysis that's in the retreats. This is the body assessment. You need to distinguish the presence of your energy and what aspect of that is a value of yourself, for yourself.
Correct.
Not just for others.
Yes.
And I think light workers, well, I don't know. I think empaths suffer. But I think that various light workers or people in this industry do take that time out. There are variances where certain individuals will give 100% all the time to everyone around them, and you can't. It's not sustainable.
Yeah, of course
it's not sustainable.
No, it's not.
You know, and you'll get and you say it's more difficult to ground yourself.
Yeah.
I told you last week I started meditating. I haven't meditated for 3 weeks, and I'm only meditating in the mornings because it's too heavy on my body.
Yeah.
So I had to skip 3 days.
You know, and I just want to stop there. It's like, to those that are listening, you know, we have to understand that everything is an evolutionary process. The only thing constant is change. So, you know, you may, in your awakening process, move to the space of like exhilaration and excitement for a very short amount of time.
And then you go.
Yeah, you know, but in that
you drop
space,
to the depths of despair.
In that space, you get excited about meditation and yoga and increasing your frequency and, like, you know, downloading all the things. But there comes a point in your spirituality 85.5, you know, when it's like you just need to be human, go for a cup of coffee with someone, and maybe not return to meditation for 2 weeks.
Yes, go on holiday for 3 weeks and not meditate at all, you know.
And not be in judgment of yourself.
Yes, you know, just enjoy the ocean, enjoy the sand.
Yeah.
But it's I find, okay, look, I'm doing a lot of stuff now at once.
Yeah.
So and I'm managing that, but I find that with my meditations, in congruence with what I'm doing now, it's just too much, because what's happening now, I was lying in bed. It's coming through so prominently. This is what I'm saying, where you have to say, okay, I'm doing this on my DNA, upgrading my DNA. I'm doing my chants. I'm doing this. I'm doing that, and then I'm doing one meditation in the morning. But now what's happening? I was lying in bed. I didn't sleep well over the weekend, because it's just so much happening. You don't actually get to rest. It's just so much happening. But I was lying in bed, I was awake, and I felt this agitation on my ankle. There's nothing there, but it's like something's there, and I don't like this feeling. So I think, okay, what's going on here? So then all of a sudden this past life comes, no. So all of a sudden these feathers come up.
Yeah.
See these feathers. Then I see a dead bird. So I thought, okay, feathers, and then there's a dead bird. So there's death there and there's feathers. So what the hell is this all about now? Then I see myself in one of my past lives, the 1600s or something. And I'm standing on this dock and I've got this long fucking frizzy hair and I've got this beard. And it's like in this, it's this dark scene where it's at night and it's at the docks and I'm at the end of the dock and I'm standing there and I've got a lot of anger. Anyway, so it was one of my past lives that came up. And the thing that was irritating me was the shackle around my ankle.
Okay.
And then I thought, okay, but why the feathers?
Yes.
You know, and I didn't understand why the bird was dead.
Yes.
And then I said, okay, why the feathers? Then there was this Indian dude, this ancient Indian dude that was sitting on this train in this hay. So I obviously killed the Indian.
Okay.
I killed the Indian and then obviously came back because I have been in the American Indians, you know, I've had a lot of experience there and then came back as an Indian.
Yes.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. When you're doing
when you're doing it, it's like an open.
It doesn't stop, you know. Yeah. So you have to say, okay, well, I'm not going to do my meditation today because it's not good for me. You know, I'm overloading.
Yeah, it's not good for me in my human experience right now. You know, and you'll go through waves, guys. You'll go through waves where, and again, I think the biggest lesson here is do not judge it.
Yeah.
Don't judge it. Don't judge it. You know, allow it to be, and you'll be in this beautiful, etheric, celestial space of downloading and cleansing and blah, blah, blah. And then you'll be like, I just need to human it out a bit. However, it's very funny that you mentioned the Native American Indian, because so in my meditation the other night, as I sat down, I went to one of my 8-gram journey, and where I was basically, it wasn't yet the beautiful cosmic space of mushrooms. It was the physical death, and I was lying there in the dirt, like in the middle of the fucking Cedarburg. And I was right there and I was like, okay, cool. Let me just do a bit of a soul retrieval here. Like, you know, like shame, poor Brigitte, like lying there, dying on her mushrooms. And then immediately I thought of this Native American Indian guide, but it wasn't the same night that I experienced him, but I mixed up the timelines. But anyway, he came in full, but like, from the way I working with my guides at the moment, it was one of the strongest energies that have come through, besides that time I told you about Hathor coming through very lightly here. But this was like, woof, and I was like, okay, sure. All right. So is this you? Yes. So yeah, it's just funny you mentioned that the American Indian. And then I saw these little eyes and a mouth, and it looked a bit reptilian. And I was like, is this a dragon? Yes, it's a dragon. It's just like in the dark there. So I was like, okay, so there's this Native American dragon. Are there more of you? Yes. Okay, you're coming as a collective? Yes. Do you want me to channel you? Yes, but not now, because I've got people in the house and I was going to be interrupted. But the energy was like so big. And then I finished that meditation, went back into bed, and it basically started again for about an hour. Yeah. And then I was like losing focus a bit, which doesn't sit well with me, because I'm like, I don't know, you got to remain focused and close it properly and do your thing. So, yeah, and that's where I was asking about, you know, my client and who's she going to be working with, where we should be, what's happening with, you know, a lot of my quicksand stuff at the moment is also, I need to get out of this house that I'm in. I love it, but I've been here 5 years and it's my ex and our place. And
I feel the same way.
Yeah.
I've been at this house for the last, in and out, you know, because I've been overseas and I've been in Cape Town 7 times and and it's basically the last 25 years. So there's so much history here.
Yeah.
And I had somebody coming. Sorry, Jero's saying hello.
Oh.
So hello, everybody.
Oh.
So I had somebody come and look at the house on Saturday. So I'm also in that space where I need to move.
Yeah.
I need a new spot.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
Because it's the same. And that's why I painted my floors, because I thought just to get it
funny because, you know, for me, I've mentioned this financial space I'm in, and also for me, it's a lot of energy goes into thinking about the next person who's renting, because this house is a healing house. Anyone that knows me here in Cape Town knows that, you know, you either on initiation here, or you're coming to do healing, or there's some sort of what's it called, sabbatical that you're taking. So, you know, it's me, just the little old lady letting the people in. But, you know, and I've got Tongo staying with me, the Sangoma, and she's also just waiting for spirit to show me what's happening. And in my meditation the other night, I was told she needs to go back to Pondoland, complete that other initiation from those 2 timelines. That's supposed to be happening in March. And she's like, really? I was like, and then we all sitting there laughing. We're like, that's in 2 weeks' time. I still don't have a rental person, although someone's also coming to look. And I said, well, maybe we'll just leave it up to the person who's going to come and look and be like, do you need the whole house? Do you need one room? You decide, and we'll go from there.
Yes.
So yeah, we're just playing around and holding space, I guess. But I wanted to chat about, it's funny because I was listening to this woman I always listen to, Michaela Sheldon. She's an amazing channeler, and I would love to channel like her one day. Like, I would love nothing more. And one of the questions, so obviously people ask questions for the guides and they come through. And one of the questions was, what's the difference between a seraphim and a cherubim?
Mm.
And I thought that's quite interesting because it's Valentine's Day today, and the cherubims are always these like little, you know, depicted in history as these little angelic, childlike beings because of their purity and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, that's interesting that I listened to that today, and it's also Valentine's Day and the little guy with the arrow. So yeah. But do you know what the differences are?
Well, the cherubim is also associated with the chariot.
Chariot meaning your macabre, or chariot?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's a presence of purity there.
Yes. Yes.
And the other one?
Seraphims.
Seraphims are more... Hang on, I just have to wait. Seraphims are more on an... it's more of an intellectual presence.
So she described it as like...
more wisdom.
The seraphims have had like opportunity to physically incarnate and walk in the path of density and suffering, and gain information from that.
Yes.
And
yes, it's more intellect. It's more intellectual. It's more it's more dense.
Like, they've experienced like challenging physical realities. You know? And then it was the cherubims who are these more cosmic beings that have not necessarily had these physical experiences, but in the now moment they are coming through as the new crystal children, as an example, like a hybrid crystallized children, or the new children, and stuff like that. So that was quite an interesting question.
But there is a difference there.
The
one is like you say, had a lot more experience, which comes to the aspect of the mind. There's a lot more history there, where the other one is a light aspect. The presence of purity, and it's associated with the celestial realm.
Yeah.
And the lighter aspect of your ethereal body.
Yeah.
Whereas the other one is more intellect. It comes down to the mind again. It's more.
Yeah.
It's more mentally based.
Interesting.
So there's memories there. That's what it's.
Yes.
Memories.
Okay.
It's memories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
which is experience, you know.
I feel like just through this conversation, I feel like I would relate more with a seraphim. I don't know why.
Oh, God, it's so hard.
I guess it's
yeah.
I guess it's because and again, I know I always mention it, and please know that it simultaneously means fuck all, but like the Sirian aspect of me, of the processing
Yes.
through the
But
mental
Syrians
all the time and experiencing so that I can
are
teach
more on a
them keeper.
more on an intellectual. I'm talking third dimensional words now, yeah,
Yes.
because to go into it,
Yes.
it's more intellectually based.
Yes.
There's a lot of hang on a sec. They are, because basically what happens in Sirius now is that's where all these new children are coming from. You can call them universities. They're trained up there.
Yeah.
So it's more of a, you know, I'm talking third dimensional words now, but it's like a university for the new Earth kids that are coming through.
But you know what interests me? It's so, I don't know, like I watch way less these days because I'm just, floating in time here.
What do you mean you watch way less?
So there's many people that I used to watch, how people would watch our show. There's many people out there that I would have watched in the past. But one thing it seemed to notice is there's very few Sirian channelings that come through.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Well,
there's a lot of Pleiadian.
Okay.
The Arcturians come through, the Pleiadians, and also not so much Lyrans. I feel like the Lyran energy and the Sirian energy.
Well, there's about 30%. I'm looking at the percentages now. 30% Lyrans, about 10% Palladians. I mean, hang on a sec, sorry. Wait. 30% Lyrans. Hang on, sorry. I've got these beings that are floating in and out here. They're disrupting my...
Who are they?
Who are they? Oh, God,
Yeah.
do you want me to go into that now?
Yeah, I mean, this is Galactic Conversations at the end of the day.
Hang on a sec. Let me, because they are blocking my
antenna.
My antenna here. They're not going. They said, no, we're not going. This is interesting because remember last week it was like it was like a blue seahorse, but it was alien form.
Yeah.
But it was like a fish species. I think I mentioned.
I remember that was 2 weeks ago, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was here in the corner. Now there's a whole lot of them here.
Oh, is it a whole tribe now?
Oh yeah, there's a whole lot of, but they're more smaller species.
Squishies, little squishies.
Okay, so they just no, they just came to enjoy the show.
Oh, sweet.
We've heard about you in the galaxy. We just came to check up. We popped in. We're popping in.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, they just said we've heard about, okay, this is what they're saying.
Okay.
I don't know which ocean it is, but there's a I'm seeing a funnel of water in the ocean where the turtles.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's called.
Galapagos.
No. It's like a current.
Yes.
That carries you from one section of the ocean to another section.
Like in Little Nemo.
I don't know.
Like Nemo.
Okay, I don't know. It's a current.
Yes.
Oh, so that's what they're saying. That we've heard about you. It's like this information highway.
Okay.
I heard about Galactical Conversations on planet Earth. Let's go check it out. Okay, there we go. That's what they're saying.
Okay.
So they've come to listen to the show. So, oh yes, okay. So the percentages, hang on a sec. Okay, so 70%.
Let's take the main ones like Lyrans, Pleiadians, Sirians, Arcturians, and Vegans. Or
okay, yeah, Vegans, yeah, also Vegans. Okay, give it to me, then I'll give you the percentages because my brain is very busy. How much?
Lyrans.
Lyrans, 15%.
Okay. Sirians.
7%.
Pleiadians.
36%.
Arcturians.
42.
Vegans.
12.
Okay. So that was the Sirians as the lowest.
Yes.
And
I don't. Yeah, that's why I said just give it because I'm giving.
So this perhaps answers my question as to why there aren't that many Sirian channelings.
Well, Syrians are the university. Okay, so let me explain it this way. Not everybody can do a PhD. Really, not everybody can do a PhD. Even the people that think they can do a PhD end up not doing the PhD because it's just not possible.
Yeah,
it's you know, it takes a lot of discipline, a lot of focus, a lot of everything to get your PhD done.
Yeah,
it's the same with the Syrians.
Okay.
It's not everybody is going to have that capacity to want to deal with certain aspects of planet Earth. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And also a lot of the hang on, I'm just looking at the subjects now. Hang on a sec.
No worries.
The Syrians also have, okay, they're very particular. The Syrians are very particular. So it's like not everybody can get into Yale or Oxford or Harvard unless you buy your way in, but that doesn't happen. You know, there's a back door, they call it a back door.
Yeah.
Where you can get your child into Harvard or it's called the back door where you pay you basically like pay your way in.
Yeah.
Yeah, but those shenanigans don't happen there. So it's a very stringent selection process, and not everybody makes it.
Because it's also fascinating to me, like witnessing, like I said, the people that I listen to their channels and their information and their life story through their evolutionary process. I mean, their awakenings were long, long, long ago. So, you know, these are high evolutionary spaces that they're in. But I mean, even like 3 years ago, having a session with one particular person I'm speaking to, she's phenomenal. But even with me, she was like, oh, I've not seen these beings before. This is the first time I'm actually channeling the Sirian being. So
I know because I spent quite a bit of time, and I mean I've spent a lot of my soul life throughout the galactical sphere. So I've had experience in with all the different tribes.
Yeah.
And the Syrians are very they're very selective, and they mean business.
Yeah.
they have a quest.
Strategy. Yeah.
They have a quest. Maybe that's not the right word.
A mission.
Yeah, a mission, but it's they're known throughout the galaxy for being the academics of the universe. Does that make sense?
Yes.
There we go. They're the academics of the universe.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. And it's so
I'm not saying that any of the other stars
systems don't have
star
that.
Systems don't have that.
Yeah.
But they have different priorities.
Yes. You know, and it's so interesting because this woman that I listen to, whenever a question gets asked, I think I may have mentioned this before, but whenever a question gets asked by the public, I know It's like I can begin to tell who's going to answer the question. So, very like spiritual technology based things, well, the Arcturians will come through. Healing based things, the Pleiadians will come through. But what's interesting to me is, the research that I've done is, especially we're speaking about the goddess Isis and also Jesus, as far as I understand, and the Hathors are all linked to Sirius.
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
The Hathors are, okay, the Hathors that I'm have experience with are the ones in Venus.
So this was my next question. I'm glad you said that, because there's also, when I read other information, is that they're also connected to the Venetians.
Yes.
Venus, yeah.
Yes, that's where they originate from.
Okay.
So that's my experience with Hathors.
Okay.
And then Isis, yes, because I mean, in Egyptian times, all the temples were built in accordance to the Sirius star.
Yes.
The star, Sirius.
Yes. Yes.
And it was because sacred geometry was used. We can do this in another episode where we go more into the Egyptian aspect of.
I was going to say, we said about 7 episodes ago we were going to do it, so let's do it next time. Yeah.
Next time, yeah. But they would, I think the 2 star systems that they would sacredly build in accordance with the Sirius and Betelgeuse, I think.
Okay.
Those
part of Orion, or?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the presence of, I mean, if you look at the history of, I don't know, building, because it's in my blood, something that I've done. And if I look at the history, if I just look at it now, I mean, most of the metric system, and I think concrete as well, was created by the Egyptians. And then basically got adopted by countries like Greece and the Roman Empire. Because who's the dude that conquered a lot of
Columbus?
No, not Columbus. No. He's Greek. Not Thor. Why is Thor coming through? Not Thor. Alexander the Great. So, and when Alexander, I think, died, he spent, I think, the minimum amount of time that he spent in Egypt was maybe, I don't know, 6 months, I think. I stand under correction. But when he died, I think it's either his brother or one of his generals came over to Egypt and basically took the throne. And I think learned a lot of the aspects of their sacred integrity with regards to their temples, how they built on the land, how they measured the land. Everything had a spiritual. It had a sense of spiritual. There had to be a spiritual intention behind everything that they did.
Of course, everything was connected.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
this is why I say, when I'm building the retreats, I'm sure much like you do, everything is connected. It's not just a product out there. It's just not the way it is. Yeah.
Well, no, we don't do that.
I try.
No, but we don't do that. You
mean we as a species?
No. I'm not talking. I set myself separate from humans. I'm saying we as people now in this time, in this space, whatever we do in the moment is not a product.
Yeah.
This is a
it's an imprint.
Yes, it's not an imprint. It has been written.
Yeah.
it's part of your destiny, but that's dependable on the actions and the choices that you make now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. But it is, I've got to wait for the right words here. Okay. Oh, I don't know if I should say this off. I have to get permission first.
Okay.
Okay. I can mention the word, which is fine. I got permission to mention the word because I'm very cautious when it comes to things like that.
Yeah.
So it's an aspect of you and I now. And I only say you and I because of the integrity that we
the signature.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're on this. We're on the same page. Let's put it that way.
Yes.
So our presence here is not just about a product.
No.
It's about the Holy Grail.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what it's about.
Yeah.
So anybody out there who thinks that we're a product, or doesn't matter, it's okay.
Yes.
It's fine.
Yes.
I respect you
for sure.
Whatever your thought process is, whatever your feelings are, whatever your emotions are, that's fine. That's yours.
Yes.
But we know why we're here.
Yes. You know, and it's also so interesting and beautiful because through this quicksand process that I've been in, it's been like unraveling old programs always, you know, and for me particularly as the sports person, achiever, A-type, get shit done, be productive, I've been witnessing, you know, and also the overwhelm because everything is changing now. So I know what to do. I'm just maybe avoidance or whatever, needing to ground. So when I do sit down, I am present, my heart is there, I'm doing what I do and I'm enjoying it. I love doing what I do. But there's moments where I still don't feel like I've completed anything. And that's what needs to eliminate because that completion only feeds the ego. So I've written down a little note, just be present in what you're doing and enjoy it. The completion will come when the completion is.
But that's wonderful because the programs, you're quite correct in calling those programs.
Yes.
Those are programs, yes. For sure.
And also those programs are linked to linear time, which is, also, you know, and this is why I also want to just congratulate, you know, those out there that are working in this way, because we are simultaneously like holding two timelines here of the dissolving of time and teaching people about that. Because again, when it comes to healing one's life or aspects of one's life, a lot of it is let go of linear time and all the shit you need to do in your 1 month process that doesn't really exist. It's a construct. So we're holding it together with our 1 month commitments, but those get less and less and less where we start to do work maybe seasonally or whatever, you know. And I just feel like it's a huge, beautiful, glorious job, of which, like I say, for 2-week period, I'll feel like I'm drowning or in quicksand, but also there's a part of me that feels very honored because I smile at myself and go, well, if not me, then who? And of course I know there are others, but I feel like a sense of pride, like I can do this, I can manage this, I will. And the other part of this is what I'm creating now may be something that is very powerful for the future, you know, because it's like we're speaking about these people coming into their awakening processes now. They're dealing with a whole lot of shit. They're not going to dive in and do coursework straight away. You know, they're going to deal with their own minds and their emotions and stuff. And so whatever I'm creating may be potentially for the future. So it's like coming back to that trust and faith stuff that we spoke about at the end of last session, you know. So yeah,
That's because you will have an aspect of hang on, I've got to wait for the right word here. You will have an aspect of a percentage. I'm going to call it a percentage because that's part of my body assessment now. A percentage of fear that presents itself because you know in your mind and from everything around you and history that you need a home to live in. In order to live in that home, you need to have funds to be present there.
Yeah.
Then you need to feed your body, and you need money to buy food. If you want to get from A to B, you need fuel to put into your car. But it takes a lot of courage. It takes a lot of courage to get to that presence of faith, where you don't have the income that I'm just going to say to sustain you. As a normal person would receive a monthly salary. So to get to that space of pure intention and acceptance, it also takes courage to get there.
Of course, and to me, I feel like all of these little spaces are little initiations.
Yeah.
They really are. And again, it's through these initiatory spaces that one would call dark, is the seeded space. And then it's a blossom, it's been here before. And I know I can push through it, but it's also bringing into consideration. And I think this is important to say that, and it was in the channel that I was listening to this morning, that sometimes, paradoxically so, if I'm using the right word, the star seeds and the awakened ones are struggling more than normal people.
The normal people just have it like, okay, hang on.
They're getting their bonuses and they're this.
Yeah. No, it's like life continues.
Yeah.
Because they and I'm not just talking about a financial aspect here. I'm just talking about their daily existence, because I see this like I see it's like I don't have to see it out there in the world. I can see it in front of me.
Yeah.
That they go out, they buy their new cars, they've got a lovely place to stay, their children are going to school, they go to work, whether it's corporate or whatever. They've got their blueprint.
Correct.
But that doesn't necessarily mean that what's going on inside
for sure
is 100%.
For sure.
Okay.
Sure.
For some people, yes. In this present moment in time, yes, they're completely ecstatic.
It's a great reminder. Thank you for that. Yeah.
It's for some people. My life is great. I get up. I go to my job that I love doing. I come home. I can go out. I drive a beautiful car. I live in a beautiful house. I go out and I jewel and whatever. My life is great. That's fine. We'll see in 10 years' time.
Yes.
If that's the same, if you feel the same way about that. So everybody's in their own state.
Yes. Yes.
For us, it's more difficult because we have the Holy Grail to consider.
Correct. And it's like I wanted to say to people, like, what does it mean to be awakened? It's just this. For me, it's like being tapped into everything. And so you're seeing the cause and effect of everything. And I was laughing with Tongo now outside going, because again, every day we're like fucking human beings, bro. Like, it's thinking for them. And it's like, is no one thinking for themselves, and besides themselves, and then for the collective, first know thyself, think for thyself, and then you can maybe assist the collective. But
where I get the most upset is for planet Earth, because I only watch certain documentaries, and I watch things on the planet, and how there's animals in the sea that have got plastic around them, and it's the way that humanity treat the planet that gets me the most riled up. That's my main concern.
Yeah, litter is mine. Like I struggle with litter. I struggle with seeing litter.
It's like I was driving the other day, last week or something, and I was driving behind this vehicle, and I see a bottle thrown out, which I see regularly in Johannesburg. They just throw bottles out of things. So I drive past, and it's a young coloured chap.
Yeah.
With his mother sitting next to him in the car, and I thought, let me just remember your karma. Now, there are various aspects of karma that I discuss in my retreats. So, because at some point there are aspects where you have to take a stand.
Yes.
But I thought, okay, let me. In some other instances, I haven't. I've stood up and I said, look, what's your story? But yeah, and then obviously the aspects of war and poverty and like I say, and I've said this many times, nothing has changed.
Well, I mean,
nothing has changed.
I've been re-uploading my Ascension teaching content onto my website because it was on another hosting platform, and just going through the titles again of the course that I've created, and it's like also like mind control, fear frequency, understanding. So again, in terms of planet Earth, like the manipulation also frustrates me. It's like, oh wow, like but those are, like
Valentine's Day,
you can see. So human being to litter, there shouldn't be there shouldn't be a blockage there to going, oh, I'm a human being, I see this, let me remove it. Mind control is a little bit more of a slippery slope to actually notice and be in awareness of, because it's done in so many different ways. So in that way, I have a little bit more compassion for people. But just the basics, guys, the basics.
For me, the question is, when are they ever going to learn?
I know.
Are they ever going to learn? Because history is there to teach you not to make the same mistake twice. It's like your karma, right? So you have a history of karma. You come into this life, and okay, dependable on what level you are, but you have a responsibility. It doesn't matter who you are on this planet. You have a responsibility for your life and what you put out there to the rest of humanity and to the planet.
Yeah.
And we're not there yet. It's sitting at like 3%. That's the percentage of how humanity are basically consciously aware of looking at the mistakes in history. And that's what gets to me.
So worried about our social media status, rather than drinking fresh water in 2 years' time. So, I mean, that was quite a...
That's what I'm talking... That's exactly... You've hit it on the head.
Yeah. But for an empath, that little 3%... that little 3%er you gave me was a mic drop, and we are at the end of our show. So we'll maybe mic drop it there with guys. That's our Galactic show for today with our visitors from the current...
They're here. They're still here. They're swimming around. Awesome. Very, very happy. Very... and I mean, this is also an aspect of just the creatures on planet Earth. I mean, there's a lot of species that have gone extinct, but now we're looking at sharks, and tigers, and the list is quite long. But I mean, if you look at the presence of sacredness in these animals,
I know,
and people and humanity still don't understand that.
Yeah, I know. They're such pure little amazing consciousness.
It's frightening. For me, that's frightening. That's what's frightening.
Yeah.
That's we might not have
beautiful
serious animals, in the future, in the next 15 to 20 years that are going to go extinct.
I know.
And it's like I don't get it.
Anyway, guys, that's the end of our show for today. Thank you for joining us. Take what resonates.
Let's leave the rest, please.
We love you, and we'll check in with you next week. Lots of love. Bye.